Hi there, my friends. Welcome. This is Benjamin here from Singapore. Welcome to Bluehost Training Part 1. Now, before we even talk about Bluehost, for the sake of those newcomers who are into making money online, all right, we need to appreciate and understand the difference between what is a domain versus what is the hosting. So you can look at it as something like the domain is like a physical house, and the hosting is whereby you build that particular house on that land. All right. So even if you have the house but you don't have the land, there's nowhere to actually, that you can actually build it on. Same thing, you will not buy a barren land if you don't intend to actually build houses or buildings on it. Correct? So that is why these two actually go hand in hand, domain and hosting. So whenever you purchase a domain, at the same time, you are actually purchasing the hosting service. So there are a lot of domain and hosting services out there in the marketplace. Just to name a few like Namecheap, GoDaddy, HostGator, and even Bluehost. All right, and that's the purpose of today's training. Now, personally, I favor Bluehost because of its low price and at the same time the customer support. All right, now let me share with you some of the benefits of Bluehost. So first and foremost, you can actually create your personal domain and it is free for the very first year. Now, a typical domain will cost about $8 to $9 or even $10, $11, $12 per year. Okay, so over here in Bluehost, they are giving you this free domain for the first year registration. And subsequently, for second year onwards, usually about 1 month before your domain expire, they will send you an email and ask you for renewal. Okay, if you don't respond to that email, generally Bluehost will auto renew it for you and charge accordingly to your credit card that you use. All right, which is the original credit card that you use to purchase your very domain. Now, when I mean personal domain, I'm talking about domains such as google.com. This is called a personal domain. Of course, you cannot register google.com. It's already in use. All right. Other personal domain, like for example, makemoneyonline.com. Okay. So these are called domains. Now, secondly, you can also create personalized email address for email marketing purpose. Now, what is a personalized email address? I believe sometimes you have seen some email addresses that's being sent to your Gmail inbox, something like, contact at abc.com or, for example, help at xyz.com. All right. So these are called personalized email address. So if you are into email marketing, just remember that you cannot use Gmail or Yahoo Mail or even AOL, all these free services to conduct your email marketing purpose, because generally this contravenes the DMARC policy, which I will talk about in one of the subsequent videos. Next, you can also create your own website when you're actually using Bluehost. Now, when it comes to make money online, is there really a need to have a website? Well, my answer is no, because generally most of my affiliate, in fact, I would say 90% of my affiliate income comes without using my website per se. All right. But nevertheless, if you're interested to build your own website, all right, you can also use the free WordPress, which is installed within Bluehost once you sign up for the account. And from there, you can actually create your own website. Next, low hosting fees. Okay, now the hosting fee in Bluehost is cheaper than 10 cents per day. Yes, you heard it right, cheaper than 10 cents per day. Okay, so we are talking about barely about $30 per year. Okay. Next will be the 24/7 customer service support that I mentioned at the beginning of this video on the reason why I favor Bluehost. Because sometimes you will need to really contact the customer service to help you with some of your DNS settings. Right now, I'll touch on all these things in the subsequent videos. Don't worry about that. Okay. And the best part is with Bluehost, I never had any issues with their customer service. It's pretty straightforward. Tell them what you need and they will help you to do it accordingly. So if you follow this particular video, all right, or this video series on Bluehost training, I will share with you all of these aspects, including how to actually create your own website. Now, last but not least, of course, within WordPress itself, there's this thing called plugins. Okay, so you can actually use a lot of free plugins that you don't have to pay for them to help you to enhance your online business. Say, for example, if you wish to send if you wish to send emails to your target list, now you realize that a lot of these autoresponders generally do not encourage you to put in affiliate links directly. All right, so within Bluehost, there's actually a free plugin that you can use to actually cloak your affiliate links instead of bit.ly.com, which is also free. Because nowadays, autoresponders also don't really welcome using bit.ly links. All right, so these are all the benefits of using Bluehost. And if you are somebody who is actually in the process of starting out your online business, now trust me, no matter how you look at it, you need your personalized email address. All right, number one, you need your personal domain, and of course, you need a hosting service. So do consider Bluehost by clicking on the first link below this particular video to sign up for it. All right. Now, once you actually click on that particular link, you will actually reach the Bluehost website, which looks like this. All right. Now, don't be intimidated by all these things. Don't worry about that. All you need to do is to click on this particular button on the left called Host Your Site. Okay, so this is a shared hosting service. Shared hosting, there's no problem even with the speed, the download speed or whatever, because most of the hosting services out there are all using shared hosting. All right. Of course, you can also have your dedicated hosting, but if you are just starting out, don't spend that kind of money. Dedicated hosting is really meant for those, big companies, big MNCs that actually want faster speed, faster security, so on and so forth. All right, so for us, we are small-time business owners. Just go for this, okay? Host your site. So click on that. It will actually bring you to this particular page whereby it shows you all the price plans of Bluehost. So we'll analyze. They have the basic plan, they have the plus plan, they have the choice plan, and they have the pro plan. All right, now don't need to waste all this money. Just go straight to the basic plan. Okay, this particular basic plan, which you can see here, is $295 per month. Auto renews at regular rate. Now, in hosting services, we cannot pay on a monthly basis. It's always charged on a yearly basis, guys. Okay, always on a yearly basis. So this works out to be about, like what I mentioned just now, $30 over per year. Now, what are the features of it? Number one, you can build one website. All right. Now, generally, like I say, you're starting out, you don't have to build like multiple websites. So you just need one website. There's 50 GB SSD storage, which is more than enough. Custom themes, they will also allow you to actually download some of their free themes for your website. So like what I mentioned just now, 24/7 customer support. All right. They also have the WordPress integration, drag and drop functionality, AI-driven templates. These are all for your website building purpose. Now, at the same time, they also have this free domain for the first year, free Ssl certificate, now which is very important. This Ssl certificate, if you remember some of the URLs on top, whenever you search on Google, there's this lock, something that looks like a key lock. Yeah, that's the one for your Ssl certificate. At the same time, there's also the free CDN all included. All right, guys. Now, so let's say we click on this particular one. Now, over here, you can actually start to create a domain, a new domain. Now, of course, sometimes you might be a little bit confused in terms of which is the domain that I should use. Should I use something which is .com, or should I use something with .net, .org, .online, .site, so on and so forth? Okay, now my personal suggestion for you is always go for .com, because this is the most recognized extension, okay, .com. So over here, you can actually key in whatever that you want. Like for example, I'm going to put it as benjamingomarketing.com. All right. So if I click on the next button, it will allow me to see whether this benjamingomarketing.com is available. Well, great. So this is actually available. All right. Because if you realize that sometimes when you key certain things, like for example, affiliatemarketing.com, all right, it will actually show you that this is not available. Okay, let me give you an example. Affiliatemarketing.com. All right, next. Now you see that over here they put it down there. The domain affiliatemarketing.com is not available for registration. Of course, Bluehost will give you some other suggestions like affiliatevideomarketing.com, digitalaffiliatemarketing.net. Like what I said, don't go for all these .net, .site, .org, right? Go for .com. If you like affiliatevideomarketing.com, you can actually go ahead to do it. But what I would suggest is for you to actually choose something of your own personal preference. So I'm going to go back again to, let's say, benjamingomarketing.com. Okay. So I click on the next button again. Okay, so this is available. Now what you need to do, very simple. Just key in your personal details like your first name, your last name, your business name is optional. You can actually leave it blank. The country that you're currently residing in, exact address, the full address, your phone number, your email address. Now, this is very important, all right? You have to put in an email address that you regularly use for two main purposes. First, whenever you log into Bluehost, you have to key in this email address as your user ID. Number two, whenever you contact Bluehost customer service support, they will actually send a token to this email address. And you have to always retrieve that particular token by logging into this email address before Bluehost customer service will continue their assistance for you. Package information, now we are going for the basic 12-month plan. So it's $35.40 on a yearly basis. Okay, yearly basis. Now, over here, like I mentioned, SSL is free. Your domain registration is also free. Okay. Now, they have all these package extras such as domain privacy and protection, CodeGuard Basic, Bluehost SEO tools, Microsoft 365, Sitelog Security Essential, and Single Domain SSL. You don't need all these services. Just uncheck every single one of them. Right? Uncheck every single one of them, and this particular pop-up will come up. Looks intimidating, but don't bother. Just turn it off. All right, so it goes back to the same price again, $35.40. So from here, you can actually just key in all your credit card information, click on this particular button that you have read and agreed with Bluehost auto renewal terms. But like what I mentioned, usually about 1 month before the expiry, Bluehost will send you an email to notify you that it's due for renewal. If you don't reply to them, they will automatically charge to this credit card that you initially purchased the hosting service, okay, for that particular domain and hosting on the second year, because your domain registration is only free for the first year. All right, but like what I mentioned before, domain is very cheap, $8 to $12 on a yearly basis. So from there, you can actually click the submit button, continue with the process. They'll ask you for your keywords, for your passwords. Now remember the password that you actually log in with your Bluehost, because every time you log in, remember you need this particular email address as your user ID. All right, and as well as the password that you're going to use to register. So once you actually log in, you actually see something like this. So my domain is say by 9 to 5. This is my personal domain. Okay, so if anybody want to purchase say by 9 to 5, they have to come to me and ask me whether I want to sell this particular domain. But anyway, this is a totally different topic. All right, guys. So I will see you in this Bluehost training part 2, whereby I will start talking more in depth the details of using Bluehost. Now, if you do find any value in this video, do consider like and subscribe this video for more information. Take care.